Hi, my name is Zuzanna Buchwald. I am a mom and a model. I'm from a small town called Śrem in Poland. So I was 14 when I started modeling, and about the age of 15 is when my issues began. So at 14, I had the mentality of an athlete, and I had a body of an athlete. And then I entered this new world of modeling, where I was told to drastically slim down. I was used to working with a coach, so suddenly my agent became like my new coach in my mind, and whatever he or she said, I thought I had to do to achieve this goal of becoming a successful model. As a very young girl, I was ready to take on all the requirements, let's say, that were presented to me when my agency said you have to lose muscle mass and slim down to a model shape. I said, okay, how do I do that? I was always told, train more and eat as much as you can to be strong for your sport. And now this agent was like, the only way we're going to achieve what we want here is if you reduce the caloric intake and also stop exercising, so we get rid of your muscles. And being so young, I was like, okay, on it, let's do it. And I didn't realize that that's gonna sacrifice my health. That didn't have my health as a top priority in mind. So I really wanted to pursue this new career and travel the world and experience this crazy adventure. It was hard as a 14-year-old, but I wish I had known that health is our absolute priority in life, because without it, you don't have much and you can't achieve anything. When I lost my period, that was the first sign that something was wrong and that I wasn't being healthy. When you have an eating disorder, sometimes the very negative things actually motivate you. And part of me, the unhealthy me, was happy. And I was like, okay, this is good. I'm losing weight to an unhealthy standard, and I'm sure I'm going to be more successful as a model now. I obviously ignored that red flag and went on for 4 years traveling and modeling. And then at about 18, when I finished my high school, my mom was so alarmed that she finally convinced me to come home and spend the majority of the year at home. Through being at home and in a warm, supportive environment, I was able to have that realization that my body image and my eating habits are very, very wrong. Well, even though my family really stepped in and got me to a stable, strong place, as soon as I went out into the world again and moved to New York now, I was based in New York, whenever I felt a little bit weaker, those issues resurfaced again. So now I'm still trying to balance my body image issues and eating disorders, but they exhibit themselves differently. And for me, therapy was just not the right match. I've tried many different things, you name it, I have tried it. I've traveled to the jungle, experienced shamans, acupuncturists, different healing therapies, some of them weirder than others. So what really helped me was a mindfulness practice and a yoga practice. I feel like being mindful just helped me with catching that moment when the unhealthy past or the anxiety about the future want to take over, and just being grateful for this present situation. I also try to do something good for myself every day. So whether it's cooking my favorite dish or seeing a movie or reading a chapter of a very good book, I really try to find the time during the day to do something just for myself. Also, I learned to be more forgiving with myself and less of a perfectionist. I feel like that's very important when you're recovering from any sort of issues in life, to just say, you know what, it's okay, I messed up. But next time I'm gonna be more loving with myself and more accepting of what I've done. When I became pregnant, I realized how incredible our bodies are and how much we need to nurture them for them to run smoothly. I was so happy that I had a successful pregnancy and I have my baby now, because that requires a lot of things for your body to perform. So it takes a lot of self-care again to be able to nurture yourself and to nurture this another human being, and for it all to run properly and smoothly. I feel like I've recovered through conversations with my family and friends and other loved ones. And I feel like sharing stories with strangers, of course, whenever it's appropriate, is actually extremely healing for me. I've learned that once we open up and start speaking from our hearts to others, we feel less alone because there are so many people out there that deal with very similar issues you're hiding somewhere deep down in your soul. So opening up is something I would definitely recommend, as well as just being kind and good with yourself and keeping your health at the top of your priority list. Being grateful for what you have in this life. Somebody recently told me, you're never in balance as long as you're balancing. And I found that very profound. And that's a nice reminder that we aren't perfect, but as long as we keep ourselves balancing, we're going to be just fine. Looking in the mirror now, I see a woman who is now an adult, who's grown through the pain and the struggle. And even though I still have many weak moments, I also have the tools to deal with them and to again arrive to a present moment and an attitude of self-love and acceptance and compassion, and being grateful for this incredible body that's now supporting me and also my baby.